Docs used to be a pain. It's not really a pain anymore. It's a beautiful thing. AI is making just another slice of life a little easier, and I'm happy. That's the main message of this video. I'm happy. I'm happy that my bandwidth is freed up to do other things. So I'm gonna walk through how I'm doing it these days. But first, a look at the future. Code Wiki dropped today, I think, by Google or Gemini, and they right now have indexed a lot of open source repos and just provided basically like UML or entity relationship or like mermaid or docs graphs with arrows. I don't care what you call them. Rectangles with arrows that point to each other and explain how they relate to each other. So here we're looking at Playwright, and Playwright is a popular testing framework. I picked this one because it's not just a narrow library that just does one small thing. It's a whole product that has to work multi-platform. It has to deal with different browsers. It has to have a CLI, work with React, Svelte, Vue. Just there's a lot going on. And here you see sections, web server, file system management. It breaks it down, and then um, personally, I just look at this stuff and I'm like, okay, that I can kind of see how that maybe that would make sense if I looked into it more. Okay, cool. So it's taking a whole code base and it's abstracting it out of GitHub so that I just have to look here and then I kind of get the gist of it. There's a huge gap before from people who just used a product to people who were core maintainers of the product and really were in it. And those people don't like making these things because it's not as fun. But then that left the first group of people like a little intimidated because they'd have to dig through the code and poke around. So this is amazing for that. I think it'll be expanded. You can add your own open source repo, and I have my own open source repo for the productivity app I have developed for developers. And they said they would let me know once it's ready. So who knows if that'll actually happen, but that's awesome. I'm excited, and I'm excited for these to come to private repos too, so you don't have to open source it. And I'm sure others will follow suit. This is just, in my observation, a pattern of AI just taking over every little responsibility or big responsibility of the software engineering stack. And some people freak out about it. I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked I don't have to do this. I'm stoked I can do other stuff. But there's going to be a middle ground while this is coming out. I'm guessing it'll be a few years before it's really locked in. So in the meantime, you can still auto generate your docs, and I'm going to show you how I just did that in a PR, and we're going to merge it if all looks good. But it was the easiest prompt. Like I just said, let me update this quick. I think we got some dependency updates here. There we go. Yeah. So I'm in cursor now, and I said it was this one originally. Update documentation. Let's see if I can pull it up. Here we go. Some of the docs have gotten out of date. I'm using like the passive tone, like, oh, it just happened. It wasn't me who let them get out of date. And others are missing. They just disappeared. It's not like the maintainer never had them. It was like they must have just gotten lost somehow. Anyway, this doc site is meant to help contributors and understand and use our main repo. So I have separate repos. This is the link to the main one, and what you're seeing is the docs companion site. And I just say review the full code base at that link, so the actual code, and make changes to the doc site, this repo, to get up to date with the latest code and make it clear how things work. I did this in plan mode. It came up with a whole big old plan. And then let's just look at what code it cooked up here. 9 files. And some good stuff. I recognized that a file name changed, so we updated that file name multiple places. It added more details about how to do this integration with Google. Awesome. And what else? It added a new workflow and a note about hot reloading. It said, here's like common tasks you'll do as a developer, debugging tips, even how to build the application more thoroughly. Before it was just like, run the command and figure it out. But now there's more intro, there's a little more flair. It feels like a little warmer tone than what I was just writing when I was in a rush and didn't want to deal with this stuff. And then this was my favorite one, the system architecture doc with Mermaid. And I'm so happy Mermaid was invented and put out there before or during the AI times, because now AI can use it and make stuff like this. So this is the local running site, and let me find the architecture one. System architecture. Here we go. So now we got our rectangles pointing to each other. Just like Google was doing. But this one's pretty sick. It's pointing out the protocols we're using. It has the front end, and then it has those protocols that are going back and forth to the back end. And then we even got the database icon here. High level, like this is it. So if you're day one, you want to contribute, or imagine you joined a company and you're like, what the heck are we even making? A diagram like this, this is awesome. At my last company, it was a lot more complicated than this, the app, I mean, and everyone they asked when they first onboarded, they're like, can we just have a high level diagram? And I made that diagram like 4 times. I didn't have to do that if I was working there today. I could just cook this up and be like, here you go. There it is. And I'm sure you could add like a GitHub action to continually reassess if things have diverged or drifted more. Here's another great one. Gradation flow. I like these kind of left-right diagrams, flows. Anyway, I'm super happy. So that was one prompt. I pointed it to the repo. The catch is it has to be able to access it. So I got lucky, I guess, because my repos are public. But I'm sure it could point to a different repo just on your local file system if you had it there. And then I asked Copilot to review it, and it made good suggestions. So we're just going to real quick accept them all. I don't like how it reloads like this, but we'll deal with it for now. Oh, it didn't give me a fix here. We'll come back to that. A lot of this one file changed. Now we gotta refresh the whole page. I wish I could just like batch accept all of them. Now we got a capitalization issue. It's sometimes Copilot, you get a little nitpicky. Okay, here's one more. Grammatical issues. Okay, so there's just one more thing that it didn't have a fix for me, but it pointed out. And that was this one. So setup MD on line 88. Let's go there. Setup 88 env.local. Okay. All right. So now we're going to pull that, commit it. Doesn't like the colon. All right. Pushed it. Now we should be all good to go here. Let's see. Just fix that. Okay. 11 files. one prompt, a bunch of auto accepts from Copilot after it was cooking. Oh, another one. Gee, yeah, these spaces, I guess. I guess. All right, so I have auto deployments already set up here, right? So it's waiting, it's deploying my app already, or it's pending. Maybe the test got to pass. Basically, we're in a little waiting game right now. But I'm gonna see this through, man. This is gonna be it once this is done, once it's done building. Oh, you can preview it here. Okay. We're just waiting for Vercel now. There's the preview. Sweet. I noticed some other things about this site that I gotta change. I'm probably gonna move this to the blog. Probably gonna update this roadmap. This is the 2025 roadmap, and already it's almost 2026. Probably gonna move this to the handbook. But what we're worried about is architecture doc looking clean. Dark mode for sure. Oh, these links are little. Bunch of little things, but what I care about is that it works. It's waiting. It's deploying my app. See if I can check this out. All right, it's cooking. So hey, I'll just try to let's assume it's gonna work fine and there's not gonna be any issues. Just update your stuff, man. It's a lot easier than it used to be. Promise you. Try it out. In this example, we used Cursor, we used Copilot. That's pretty much it. Life is good, man. This would have been like a longer stream if AI wasn't around, but one prompt and now the docs are updated. Hey, shout out AI. Life is good. That's all I got. Goodbye.